up? This KC, the Red Pill Alpha, back at you fellas again with that motherfucking heat. Wrists, elbows, knees, feet, shin to the back of her motherfucking neck, holding her down, locking her down, submerging her down, putting your foot on the back of her shit, keeping her down with this motherfucking game. And at the same time, you chop into her ear, bitch, get it right. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave me with a hit the notification bells. As soon as I'm done with these videos, pipe in hot status, you gonna get it. Down your phone into your ear, all ear candy gang. And remember to like, share, it's the message. Subscribe, get your people to subscribe. Turn these motherfuckers on to it. It's real. You got any comments, get at me in my Gmail at railsfargo12@gmail.com. That's RELLSFARGO12@gmail.com. Or get at me at YouTube. I'm all ears, it doesn't matter. And this is for a couple subscribers, a couple supporters. This is a topic I need to touch on. If this was to answer anyone's question, I'm ready to jump right into it. I seen this shit occur with a couple guys, and they was cousins. These dudes was cousins, but I seen this kind of behavior occur with them. That's how I know it's real. It's so real. And it's definitely a chance you can be placed on child support for a child that isn't biologically yours. Let's talk about it. One of my partners, I'm not going to out him. I'm not going to put his name on. He might be watching this. I don't know. I haven't ran across him in a few years, though. About 5-6 years. Last time I seen him. His cousin, he's in the federal prison right now. He won't be out till the next, about 4 years, 5 years. He's been gone for about 10. He's been gone. 9 years or something. He's been gone. But I still consider myself cool with these guys, even though I haven't seen them in a minute. You know, even though we haven't ran across one another, we definitely haven't ended on bad terms. So I already know once I see them, it's all love. Once they see me, it's all love. However, one of them was fucking with a neighborhood hoe. Ooh, the neighborhood hoe. I just put so much dick, boy, back her throat, boy. I don't know. The kids might be watching this motherfucker. I went so hard on her ass, boy. Woo. But there was so many of us that hit her. You know, we had our shit. We did our thing. She moved from our neighborhood, from our hood to certain different neighborhoods, you know, throughout her life. Dealing with different guys within them neighborhoods. Trying to clean herself up when she go to different neighborhoods. Like, she just not this same person. But you got to remember, my neighborhood kind of had her first. She was 13. She moved to my neighborhood from Minnesota when she was like 12, 13. You know, I don't know. We've been breaking her off, giving it to her like a motherfucker. She came in on that shit. Her moms was like that. Her moms was like fucking with the homies that was a little bit older than us. They was stabbing her moms, running, like getting her. Her moms and her auntie, man, they was on her. Doing their thing. And you can kind of tell where the behavior came from with her. Don't want to out her. Don't want to put her out here. She's still living. She's still running around. She's still probably doing her shit. Probably out of another state now. Who knows? Shit, another country. She know how they move. They get around. But one of my partners, and these are the two dudes and they cousins. We're going to say cousin number 1, cousin number 2, so we won't get them mixed up. Okay, well, cousin number 1, he was banging her first. Not out of everybody in the neighborhood, but through you know, within them two, he was banging her first. She came up pregnant. Like a motherfucker. Man, I remember this shit like yesterday, man. You know, and when she came up pregnant, she was pushing it off on cousin number 1. Cousin number 1 wasn't really, he knew she was a neighborhood hoe. He knew it. He knew his other cousin, he knew his cousin was banging it. And a few more people probably in his family. I'm thinking a few more people in his family hit it too. You know what? I know if I remember, I know they got another cousin number 3. I'm going to add him to this shit. And this is real shit. And if these niggas watch this video, when they like, who's cousin number 1, nigga, it's you, nigga. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Yeah. Now, cousin number 3, I'm going to add him to this. Because he was the cousin number 3 was the original one. Now that I have to think about it, cousin number 3 was the original one fucking her out of them 3 cousins. He was the original one fucking. Then cousin number 1 was second. Then cousin number 2 was third. Now, we're going to say cousin number 3, he was hitting her and everything like that. Because when she moved from Minnesota and came to the neighborhood, he was the first motherfucker stabbing her. And that's out of everybody that was in the hood. And that's real shit. He was the first motherfucker stabbing her, breaking her in. He was, creeping through her window, shit like doing that little shit when we was young, Then she started getting around. But she started getting around with very, people within his family and very close. And I'm going to say his 2 cousins or whatnot and very close friends. She was getting around all of us. That's before the older niggas started hitting her when she started getting a little bit older, 16, 17. He claimed some R. Kelly shit. Look at here. When they was young back then, they was in the 90s. And this is for the guys that's my age. Y'all know they was fucking with guys that was getting money in the drug game. Heavy. Getting money. And a lot of the guys was getting money in the drug game. Yeah, it was the younger guys doing their thing. If you getting money, riding rims and datings and all that shit, yeah, you was banging. That's how I, flourished fucking with a lot of those women. Flourished in that game, And that's how she was rolling. Now, you can't just be any corner hustle. You got to be one riding around, looking nice. Somebody look like you got some. So it was either your type that was banging or it was the older drug dealers that was banging. She was doing her thing like that. But cousin number 3, he was fucking with her after she started passing her, going around and shit like that. Dude, if I gotta remember, dude, this 2000, 99. I was 18, 17, so it's been so long. I'm 39, bro. It's been so long ago. But this was a part of my life, part of the experiences. All this shit got to come out. I'm doing these videos. It got to come out. It's very therapeutic for me. And I'll be getting later on to writing books and, I'm growing with this shit. But, cousin number 3, he kind of quit fucking with her. He seen how she was running wild and everything. So cousin number 1 slid and fuck with her. However, cousin number 2 and cousin number 3 wasn't getting money like cousin number 1. Cousin number 1 had the bread. He was getting it. He was on that level. He was young, but he was on that level. To where, probably a couple $100,000. Dude was on that level. At 18, 19, 17, shit, he was on that level, and he was slaughtered and he fucking with her. Cousin number 2 hit it. Cause cousin number 2 basically was up under cousin number 1. He was moving shit for him, running around doing little shit for him, hustling for him. He wasn't really no hustler on his own. He had to do it for cousin number 1, and so cousin number 2 ended up sliding. She started digging cousin number 2. She thinking he got the bag. Because he basically riding around cousin number 1's car, making deliveries, Cousin number 1 might be out fucking bitches and shit like that. Cousin number 2's in the car, cruising around, busting, doing his thing. And so it made it look like it was his shit. He was on guard. He was on point with this shit. So she started banging him. Remember, mind you, this was a straight up ferocious neighborhood hoe. Like this, she gets down like this. And, she ended up getting pregnant in the process. Mind you this, she'd have banged out probably 70, 80 dudes. But she gets pregnant. Everybody else did hit and quit it. Including myself. I done hit it a couple times. I'm out. Them dudes had her in a rotation where they kept fucking with her. Cousin number 1, who was getting money, he quit fucking with her. Just like cousin number 3. They both fell back fucking with her. Cousin number 2 kept fucking with her, kept fucking with her, kept fucking, basically like falling in love with the bitch to where she ended up getting pregnant. And like I said, if I can bring back memories, it was another cousin. I believe it was 4 cousins that had sex with her, bro. That was fucking with her like that. And I gotta sit back and remember, and I strongly believe it was 4 cousins that hit that like a motherfucker, bro. And it's like, it's so fucked up, man. You know, sometimes they just don't care. But she ended up getting pregnant. Instead of putting the baby on cousin number 3, cousin number 2, cousin number 4, because it was a cousin that was fucking with her just as well. He just didn't have he was more like me. He hit it a few times, he was gone. So it wasn't nothing really there with him. You know, he probably hit it a couple times, he was in and out. But she put the baby on cousin number 1 because he was getting all the money. He had the money. Nigga had the bag like a motherfucker. So she was trying to put the baby on him. She's showing up to everything he do. I don't give a fuck. He could be at the movies with another bitch. He could be at the mall shopping. He could be at he don't give a fuck. Like this bitch damn near had a tracking device on this dude. She was head over heels for this nigga because his bag was right. She was like, fuck that. I'm falling in suit with the bag. So she was on his heels. He disrespecting the bitch, spit on her, smacked her up, kicked her ass a few times, threw orange soda on her, orange pop, where have you, soda pop, you know, beverage or whatever. They throwing, just disrespecting her, treating her like shit, man. But he wasn't hitting it. He was just, every time this your baby, it's this message, she'll show up to anything. Like we could be at the park kicking it, you know, everybody with their cars or whatever, she'll pull up there on some bullshit. He'll help and dip off. Or he'll disrespect her. Call her bitch hoes and I won't disrespect her. I think the nigga had feelings for her. He just couldn't believe how far she went into that whole life. And how everybody hit it. And she came up pregnant. Allegedly by him. He wasn't great had it. He wasn't great walk around with that stain. He wasn't great walk around with that stain on his image, bro. I got a baby by a hoe. Don't you know how you gonna look? Everybody knows this about you. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like if you go back to what Ice Cube was saying, that song, you know, he got a song, he going back in the day, he's like, man, shit. You know, when the bitch said she was pregnant, he's like, not you, the neighborhood hussy, not me. I'm not, these niggas gonna laugh. I'm gonna be put through the ringer with you. You talking about child support. She was, all that shit early on, she was coming with all that on this nigga. And she wasn't even barely showing it. And she was talking about locking his bread up. Taking that nigga bread for a ride. Putting his ass in jail, doing all type of shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby come out. He wasn't there. I don't know how that transpired, but he was put on child support for that baby. That man was on child support for like 4 or 5 years for that baby. I went to the pen. And I was hearing he was still going through it, trying to get himself up out of that situation. And come find out the baby wasn't even his. The baby wasn't even his. It was cousin number 2. The nigga who was riding, who was moving his shit for him, who was up under him 24/7 was his baby. And this nigga know it was his baby. And the cousin number 1, he had to go through court. He had to do a DNA. This man had to come off a little bit of bread, bro. Just to, you know, show the system and show the law, this is not my baby. I'm not going to be providing for something that's not mine. He got through it. For what I heard, he got off. He got away from it and shit. Like last time I talked to him, he was like, you know, that case, you know, is cuz baby. He stuck with the baby, you know, it's proven that was his. They had to do DNA. Ain't none of that shit on me. That's the last time I heard from him. That was like 5, 6 years ago. So I ain't really followed up with it, but that's the last time I heard when I talked to him. And that's what I remember. So you damn right you can go through that shit. You damn right a bitch can put you through that shit. Fuck yeah. You ain't even got he ain't even signed the birth certificate. He ain't did none of that. She went crying to child support. She went crying to daddy. The government. To her daddy. She went crying to her pops, her big daddy, her sugar daddy, the fucking government. They laced this man up without even doing the DNA and all that shit. He was running around paying for a baby that wasn't even fucking his. For quite a bit, for a second, bro. For a few years, man. And she's still banging the cousin who baby it actually is. She's still running around banging every motherfucker else. But she ripping this nigga from asshole to appetite. I don't like him. Fuck him. I'm taking him for everything he got. Because he didn't want her. And she's the dude. He's the dude that she really wanted. But he didn't want her though. He just wanted to have a nice time with her. Kick her to the curb. Like he said, man, he told me, cuz I ain't never winning her bareback. Never. I'm like, how the fuck did she claim? How the fuck did she get that off on you then? He like, bro, she was on my heels that much. She was persistent when trying to make me that baby's father. When she probably knew goddamn well it wasn't. When she knew it wasn't. But she was just persistent with coming after his cheese, fucking over his life, taking him down through there, ending him. Busting out his windows and shit. Busting out his fucking house windows and shit. Car windows. Flattening his tires. Beating up every bitch he damn near encountered. This nigga encountered some bad ones. Imagine this motherfucking mud duckling ass rat steady whooping everything bad you come around with. You gonna get sick and tired. You fuck around, move out of the state. All because she wants you that bad. She think there's a pot at the end of that motherfucking rainbow when it ain't, baby. Not for you. He had to let the courts break him away from that bitch. He couldn't do it himself, and that was sad. But that's what we as men can go through. If she's feeling you that much, if she's digging you that much, she's liking you that much, some women can go that far, man. I seen that shit. And she fucked other dudes in his family. She got her motherfucking nerve, man. Hey, but that's how they are, man. Non-accountable for what the fuck they do. There's no accountability there. So it's a chance you could go through that. Even being a stepdaddy, it's a chance you can go through that. You damn right, you marry her. You just let the baby daddy off the hook. And if he wasn't no good father to the child, then you definitely took that position. Shame on you. It don't matter if he is providing for that child. You married the mother. You are legally obligated to provide, support, be there, secure that fucking child right along with that bitch. And whatever else come with her. If she got a daughter, hey, that's extra. Trust me. It's your obligation. That's your duty. So you fellas want to watch who you marry. You want to watch who you fuck with. You want to watch who you go with. You want to watch who you call your woman, who you knock up. You want to watch that shit. Because it's going to harm you more than it harm me or anyone else, man. It's going to harm you. It's going to fuck your life over. It's going to end you. No more trips. No more banging different women. No more doing this. No more doing that. You can't. It's a lot of shit. Everything is going to come from your pockets from now on out. It's going to keep you broke. Keep you with 3 jobs. Got your ass running around here. You 28, 29 shit. And you look like you 48, 49, 50. Real shit, bro. Bitch can do that to you. Drain your motherfucking ass. So watch who you fuck with. And to answer anyone's question, I've seen that shit occur. I never had that happen to me. But I was there, like at the movie theater with popcorn, motherfucking Butterfinger, and a soda, watching that shit. Like, damn, this what happens? Yeah. Fuck you think the system gonna side with? You or her? All right then. Share this shit, man. Like it, subscribe. Hey, man. It's the motherfucking message. Holla.